I shouldn't have been surprised by it, though, in all honesty, looking back.
Right. I'm never, I like anymore. I do get surprised with something. I'm like, really?
You seem smarter than that.
Yeah. Well, my like for you just dropped a few points.
Yeah,
I don't think I like you
We're
as
not going
much.
to not be friends, but I'm not going to call you if I need...
We're just not going to go into any like...
If I need any intelligence thrown at something, I'm not calling you.
Yeah, right.
I award you no points,
Yeah.
and may God have mercy on your soul.
That's basically
Basically, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Basically.
That's the gist of it there. Oh,
It's
man.
one of those when you just get that look on your face like,
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yeah.
Whatever you say.
Yeah. All right.
Kind of like that look.
Like, ew.
That's exactly what I
That
think
would be
sometimes.
if somebody was like, hey, I'm a... Ew.
Oh.
Gross.
Gross.
That's the look I get people whenever they tell me they're furries. I'm like,
Well, yeah, that's the appropriate response when
Yeah.
someone
Yeah.
tells you they're a furry.
Yeah,
definitely the
that's
appropriate
exactly the
response.
response you should give them.
Yeah.
Ew.
You don't be like, oh, really? What's that like? No, you're like, ew.
"Ugh.
What's
What's that like? No. You don't.
I don't
say
wanna
what's
know.
that
No, you
like.
don't
You're
engage.
I don't
do
wanna
not
know.
engage.
Do
Whatever
not.
you do
So
not
let me ask
engage.
you
No,
this.
you go.
Do you lick your own
and then you're
butthole?
walking the other direction.
They probably
If you're
do.
a furry, you gotta be able to lick your own butthole, right?
Yeah, you would think. You know,
They
what about
take
the,
out a couple ribs. You
What
know?
about
Take
the
more than
kids
that.
that like pretended to be cats? Did their parents take them off their insurance? Because I would have. That'd have been like first thing.
Yeah.
You're a cat. I gotta take you to the vet. All right. Anthem.
Yeah,
Pretty sure vets do not. Anthem is not covered under vets.
No, they're not. But my point is that I don't have to pay insurance for a cat. I have to
Yeah.
pay insurance for a kid.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Anyway, welcome back.
Hi.
Bonsai Movie Crew, you know that. Check out the socials. Check out the
Just look at it.
X. Yeah, just they're right there. You know. Well, for those of you that just listen, X, get on our Discord.
If you're
all
just
that
listening, honestly, you're the superstar. I don't really care. Like
stuff.
if I didn't have to do the social media thing, but
For
I
real,
do.
if you're just listening, you're not watching the video. Kudos to you, man, because it seems like
The video takes like forever, and then all of
Yeah.
the promotion stuff and all that. Like,
yeah, but like
it's-
it doesn't seem like it seems like more people watch the videos than listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm just saying, if you're already
I'm
here,
not for sure because our YouTube numbers are different from our Buzzsprout numbers.
Yeah,
Like our
Sure.
YouTube numbers are like they're like way up here with our audio on the YouTube, and then our like Buzzsprouts down here. I'm like, but every time somebody listens on YouTube, it should
hit there.
give us a hit on
Yeah.
Buzzsprout, and
Should.
it don't. So I don't understand.
I don't know.
I don't
Maybe
know
it's
if that's
because
just something-
YouTube's so new with it.
Possibly, or maybe they just don't. I have no idea. I don't know. I try not to figure it out because I'm just here.
All I'm saying is that, like, if you're watching the video, listen, we're just listening. I really don't care. You're already here, and I love you for
Well,
it.
if you got YouTube Premium, you can listen. You can turn on the video and shut your phone and
Yeah.
listen to it that way.
Yeah.
So, like a podcast, essentially. So,
Yeah. I'm just saying, I don't care. If
Because-
they're here,
honestly, I've
Then-
thought about doing away with our Buzzsprout and just going strictly video because you can do the podcast and the video right there on YouTube.
Yeah.
So, fuck it. I don't know though. Yeah, we're not doing that right now though. Don't worry. We're not going anywhere yet. I say
It's a
yeah,
thought.
like it's yeah, it's just a thought that it passed by me a few times. I'm like, I don't know. I kind of like the fact that we got two mediums. You got the audio and the video, so whichever one you choose, it's there.
yeah.
You know, plus if I take it off of Buzzsprout, it'll no longer be on Spotify, which
Oh,
is the
yeah.
way that I listen to it. I don't know about everybody else, but
Yeah, that's how I listen
So,
to it.
I use
Spotify's
Spotify.
usually like the biggest.
Oh, for sure.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, let's get into our creator profile.
Let's say Roddy Rod Piper.
No, I would go with Keith David myself.
She's right. It's Keith David.
I love that man.
I was going to say, I was just saying Roddy because
It's definitely Keith David. Why would I thought about Roddy Piper, but I'm like, meh.
When are we going to get a chance
Keith
to do
David's
Keith
so
David
much
again?
cooler.
He's a fucking legend.
Yeah, Keith David's so much cooler. That dude has a very iconic voice.
Yeah, he
Yes.
does.
Yes.
There's a few things that I'm like, fuck, do I choose this or that for his like my favorite of his? And so,
I already know what mine is.
are you?
Like, I
You're
don't
only
even have
reading
to-
one. Which one are you reading?
I don't have to look it up. I already know.
I got.
I already know, too, but-
I know it's like in the back of my mind, but I just can't.
All right,
Put it there.
What's that guy's name?
Keith
Keith
David.
David.
Keith David is a classic. This is from IMDb biography, by the way, because I couldn't find a different biography on him. So this ain't like the other biographies. Keith David is a classically trained actor, winning 3 Emmys out of 6 nominations, as well as being nominated for a Tony Award. He starred in the recently concluded TV series Greenleaf for Oprah Winfrey's own network.
I got it.
Upcoming films include Horizon Line
I know what you're
with
gonna say.
Allison Williams, Get Out, and Black. Oh, wait, what? With Allison Williams, Get Out? Oh, with that girl from Get Out.
Mhm.
Okay. And Black as Night for Amazon. In Greenleaf, Keith portrayed Bishop James Greenleaf, the charismatic and God-fearing leader of the Calvary Fellowship and the patriarch of the family. The series followed the unscrupulous world of the Greenleaf family, their scandalous secrets and lies, and their sprawling Memphis megachurch. Kind of sounds like
Uncut or not uncut.
Cult?
the Righteous Gemstones,
Gemstones,
only
yeah.
not funny.
You could have funny moments. You don't know.
I don't think so. It sounds kind of serious.
Don't you be a judge of it.
All I know is Righteous Gemstones. It's shit. That
I
show is
agree.
fucking wild.
This is last season, isn't it?
I don't know. Maybe.
I think I read that.
I haven't even watched this.
like they
season
would.
yet.
They made that decision. That was the way I understand.
That's a good
it.
thing. Go out on
Like,
a high note, man.
I like it when shows
This is
have
the
like a
5th season, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think like I like it when shows have like a planned outline or
I do
whatever.
too.
Like
Schitt's Creek.
Yeah,
they
I
started
like
and
that.
they were like, yeah.
like we're gonna end it here. We're like with Supernatural, they did the same thing. We're gonna end at 5 seasons, but then we're like, well, we love the show. All right, well, we'll keep doing it. 10 seasons later, so 15 fucking seasons of that show, and I'm like, and half of them seasons suck balls. I mean, I wouldn't say they suck.
You
but-
could have done maybe 7 to 8 max, and they would have been good.
Oh, for sure. No, they wouldn't have just been good. They would have been fucking great.
Yeah.
Like, but instead you drew this shit out. Don't get me wrong, I like the Monster of the Week stuff, but that's kind of a formula
I
they
like
gave up on.
The monster of the week.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
what I'm saying.
And like when they got back
That's a
to
formula-
that there towards the end, it was like,
Yeah, they gave
that's
up
what
on
we've
it
been
for a
asking
while.
for.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's why I say you can't do more than like 7 or 8 seasons. You're gonna run out of monsters.
Yeah, no shit. But then they kept like recycling monsters though. It's like
The thing that I felt was old was the angels and demons.
Oh,
it was
for
like
sure.
everything was.
I didn't
angels
mind the
and
demon
demons.
stuff and the angel stuff, but sprinkle it in. Don't just like
That
all
well,
the
yeah, that's
time.
what I'm saying. Like they focused on it. It
Yeah.
became like the main bad guy for like 8 seasons.
Oh,
It was
for
like,
sure.
come
Yeah.
on.
Anyway, the series was praised for its push and pull dynamic, its hypocrisy, and its compelling characters. Keith's stellar performance was best stated by the Hollywood Reporter. Keith David is perfectly cast as Bishop Greenleaf, whether he's playing to the congregation at the altar or getting conspiratorial in a smaller venue. This is an unusually great and meaty role for David. Who wouldn't want to hear that dude talk all day? On the big screen, Keith co-starred with Chadwick Boseman in 21 Bridges. Prior credits include Night School with Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish, and Tales from the Hood 2. I love this guy. He does it all.
Yeah.
Additional titles include the Academy Award-winning films Crash, which is a great movie, and Platoon. He is widely recognized for appearing in the highly acclaimed films Disney's The Princess and the Frog, Requiem for a Dream, which is a fucked up movie, Men at Work, which is a great movie,
No doubt.
They Live, There's Something About Mary, and The Thing. So Requiem for a Dream, if you ever think, man, I might want to try heroin, go watch that movie.
Mhm.
You'll never do heroin. I promise. Not saying that you've thought about it, but
No,
That's
he's,
It's
he's
not
he's
something
saying
that just
that.
drops in your head
Yeah,
like on a
no.
random Tuesday.
no, I've never thought, hey, I should try heroin sometime. Never thought that.
That about
So-
cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
I've thought about that with cocaine. I
Yeah.
thought, man, I'd like to try cocaine sometimes. That does seem fun.
My favorite, the one that I really want to try is Adderall, but like, there's no like, I would be so addicted. There's no way.
That's
Like,
my thing about cocaine. Like, I don't
No,
know,
you
I might
won't.
like that too much.
You ever heard what Adderall does to a normal mind?
Mhm.
I'd be so addicted. It makes you focus. You got all this energy. You're like, like you're in
You're
it.
just wide awake.
Yeah, I need it.
That's what it is.
Shit.
It wires you to where you're
Do
like.
you know how much stuff I could get done if I was
Right, that's
focused
how
and
I
I
You
had
guys
energy?
promoting drugs right now?
No.
No,
That's
drugs
why
are
I don't
bad.
try
No.
them. I
Oh.
know what I know what my tendencies are, and Adderall is the kind of thing I'd get addicted to. You know what I'm saying? Like
She
Adderall-
knows what she would get addicted to.
Yeah.
She's saying she's gonna stay away from it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If
Okay.
you know yourself, right? I know me. You know you. I know what I can do and be safe about, and what I can't. And what I'm saying is, don't ever do drugs.
Don't do drugs, kids.
That's why I haven't tried cocaine.
That's right. That's why there's a reason why I haven't tried cocaine
Certain
or
things, it's like,
Adderall
yeah.
or heroin.
I'd be on this podcast one. So,
I need more of that.
I'll be right back. I got a bathroom.
I gotta
break.
pee.
Bathroom break. All right. Keith's work as a voice actor has made him a household name. His rich and powerful voice has been featured in national commercials, award shows, documentaries, video games, and animation. His work in a narration has earned him 3 Emmys for Ken Burns, Jackie Robinson, The War, and Unforgivable Blackness, The Rise and Fall of Jack Johnson. Some of his other voice acting credits include countless fan favorites such as Adventure Time, BoJack Horseman, Rick and Morty, Spawn. Yeah, he plays the president in Rick and Morty.
Mhm.
And Gargoyles, which is my favorite of his acting roles.
I love gargoyles.
Yeah, he plays
I miss
Goliath.
that show.
Yeah, he plays Goliath.
Of course he does.
Yeah, right? He's got
Like,
the most...
who else would do it?
Yeah, he's got the most demanding voice. Of course he does. Keith has lent his voice to many video game titles. Recently, he portrayed the character Spawn in the reboot of the Mortal Kombat video game, which is fucking great.
Yeah.
Because he played Spawn in the original animated series. Other appearances include the Halo series, games 2 and 3 and 5, and the Saint Rose series, games 1, 2, and 4, as well as the Mass Effect series, games 1, 2, and 3. Born and raised in New York by his parents Lester and Dolores, Keith became interested in the arts at a very young age. After appearing in his school's production of The Wizard of Oz, he knew this was what he wanted to do for the rest of his life. He enrolled in New York's High School of the Performing Arts and continued his studies at the Juilliard School, which is a hard place to get into. So good for him. After graduation, he was immediately hired by Joseph Papp as an understudy for the role of Tullus Aufidius in William Shakespeare's Coriolanus? Sure. Coriolanus? Sure. Whatever. His work with...
Cornelius?
No, it's not. It's Coriolanus.
Linus?
Yeah, sure. I don't know. Coro. It's like Coriolanus. 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 I don't fucking.
I say you can say it however the hell
Yeah,
you want.
that's what I think. With Mr. Papp and the New York Shakespeare Festival launched his incredible career. In addition to his versatile acting and voiceover work, Keith is also a remarkable singer. He has been touring in 2 shows,
That tracks.
Too Marvelous for Words, in which he portrays the legendary singer Nat King Cole, and a show about the incredible blues singer Joe Williams. Here's to Life. And that's it. All right, so
Motherfucking David.
favorite Keith David show or movie?
The Thing. All day.
Men at Work.
Men at Work.
I knew that's what you were going to pick.
The Princess and the
And
Frog.
I don't blame
but
you.
he was in the show recently.
clap.
It's called Hasbin Hotel. It's kind of like a little
Yeah,
spin-off
I know
of
what you're talking
Hell's
about.
Boss, and I love that show.
Yeah.
I love both of them.
Definitely
They're
the
funny.
Thing. Definitely the Thing.
It's The Thing all day.
All day.
I
But
hate Reddit cops.
his voice work, definitely Gargoyles.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Totally
yeah.
Princess and the
Yeah.
Frog.
Yeah. Gargoyles is shit. But
The Shadow
The
Man
Thing.
song always got to me every time. I think he freaked me out.
yeah, The Thing. I'm going with The Thing. I
Uh-huh.
love
That's where I'm
that
at.
movie. It's one of my favorite horror movies. Actually, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. So, all right. Anyway, moving on. Wait, what's that?
Sweet ass trivia with Karen.
I mean, if
Click-
you want.
click the right button.
Not yet. Scratch that. We're not doing that. We're gonna do this.
Let's
I can
talk about the
if you
movie.
want me to, I'm ready.
Okay.
Let's just go a little out of order.
Yeah, go
I'll
out
tell
of
the
order.
trivia
We don't need
before
no fucking order. We go with.
All right. So we watched They Live from 1988. Karen, you want to give that plot synopsis?
I was not prepared for that. I was prepared for trivia. A lone drifter stumbles upon a unique pair of sunglasses that reveal aliens are systematically gaining control of the Earth by masquerading as humans and lulling the public into submission. 1 hour and 33 minutes, rated R. Roddy Piper is John Nada. John Nada? Now
It's John Nada.
his name isn't mentioned in the movie at all.
It's not.
And it came. I know that in the in IMDb and in the credits,
It's
it just says Nada.
Nada. Yeah.
But that was the name of the main character in the book. So they only just gave him the name because.
Right.
But like, I didn't know there was a John. Keith David is Frank Armitage. Meg Foster is Holly Thompson. George Buckflower is the Drifter. And that's as far as I'm gonna go.
It's fine. Have you seen that lady nowadays?
Yeah.
She's aged poorly.
Look.
She's
her-
extremely, extremely wrinkly and aged.
Yeah.
Like she's turned into a raisin.
Yeah, like I always thought she was like kind of like Alexandria Daddario with their
Her
eyes.
eyes.
You know, like they either can creep you out or they're pretty, and
I
hers
don't-
creep me out.
Yeah, she's creepy though. She was
Alexandria
really creepy
Daddario
looking.
though doesn't creep me out with her eyes. Now this lady,
This lady
That's
creeps
what I'm
me out.
saying. Like
Yeah.
I think Alexandra's is more blue. Like they're a darker blue. Whereas
Hers are
sort
like-
of pale.
Well, hers
Looks like
aren't
a
just
pale
pale,
blue.
but they're like sharp eyes. They're like
they like
if she
pierce
looks at
through
you-
your
yeah, like
soul.
she's looking at you through your soul, man. Like she's like,
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like you don't get
I will
that
eat your
from-
fucking heart out.
You
is
don't
what
get
her
that
eyes
from
tell
Daddario
you.
because her eyes are a lot blue or like a darker blue, so
Dude.
they don't seem.
It's also the
as
shape of that lady's
piercing.
eyes, though, too. Like the shape of them are like piercing. I
Like
guess.
her eyes look dead. They're so pale. That's
She-
what creeps me out.
Right.
She looks like an alien in disguise. Whenever I first saw her, I thought that was like a cover-up or something. I thought she was wearing like the contacts lenses.
No.
Like she freaked me out too.
She's done a lot of
it's
shit.
because
Though.
her eyes are so pale. They look dead. Like you know how you see the dead bodies on movies, and they've got like almost white with just the
Mhm.
Well,
you know,
all the
people. That's what it
eyeshadow
looks
she
like.
had on doesn't help the fact either.
That's the time. That's the time.
I'm just saying, like that did not help that with her eyes.
All right. What'd you watch? Would you recommend, Madison?
No,
Just no.
no.
Okay. Me, I'm gonna say no. Nope. I didn't like this movie.
No.
This is my second time seeing it. I knew I didn't like it before. Watching it this time, I was like, yeah, I don't like this movie.
This is my second time watching it, and yeah, I'll probably watch it again at some point. And I'd recommend it to people. Yeah.
What about you, Eric?
I'll watch it again, and I'll recommend it to certain people. But
I don't give a fuck.
like, if somebody was like, "Hey, you know, what's a good, I don't know,
Boring ass movie.
No. Cliche movie, I guess."
I
don't know.
wouldn't say it's cliche. Like the
I
things
wouldn't,
that
yeah.
I got annoyed about were things that like, well, I wouldn't say annoyed, but like it's like certain things, and it's more so with John Carpenter.
It's creative choices that I've got an issue with. A lot of issues with.
More so for me, it's more like when the characters would do things.
the cringy.
Like they would do things, and I'm
aspect.
like, why are you doing that? Like that. Like okay, here for example, like he's got all of these sunglasses, right? He takes a whole box of them, and then he puts them in the trash can or whatever, and then he figures out what they can do. And later he goes back to the trash can. They're not going to pick up the trash at any point. Is that what you think? First of all, and second of all, then like it's like, why don't you just go back to the fucking church? They had shit tons of them. Like,
Yeah, we
and-
saw more than one box in that
Yeah,
room.
just go back to the church. Like that kind of stuff. Like it's like
There's a lot of
it's like-
choices that I didn't understand.
yeah,
in the
like I
movie.
guess for me it's like this is a John Carpenter movie and I expect more out of him as far as like logic and like what he's doing with his characters. It's like this was a personal thing for him against kind of Reaganomics and stuff. It was like a personal thing for him, so he just had to make it work any way he could. Well, there were better ways. I'm just saying.
Right. Anyway, so that sounds like a half and half recommend, sort of. We're gonna
I'll
go
end
ahead.
up divorced if I say I don't like it.
Oh, is Jeremiah?
He's a huge fan.
Is he? I don't
Yeah.
care.
No, I
Sorry,
no,
Jeremiah.
I'll be honest. No, I like it, but I got problems with it.
I liked it a little bit the first time I watched it, but watching it this time, I was like, "Wow, this movie really does take a minute to get into it, doesn't it? Like it takes almost half of the movie to even get into anything discernibly interesting about the movie. Like the whole, like hell, I think the intro to the movie is almost 5 minutes long. Like just getting into him, he's just walking around. Credits are rolling, and it takes like 5 minutes to get through all this. I'm like, this is taking.
That's
forever.
an '80s movie, though.
In some cases, but like this was just drawn out. And then he doesn't speak for the first like 10 or 15 minutes of the movie. He just walking around, just kind of like.
Like
Mm.
Short Circuit was kind of the same way. The intro was always long.
Oh, Short Circuit's boring. I hate that movie.
You're dead to me.
I haven't
That's
seen
fine.
that movie in so long. I can't.
And
even...
the second one, I used to like the second one. I rewatched it recently. Oh God, it's bad.
Is it?
Don't you talk
It's been
bad
so
about
long
I'm
since
Johnny
I've
gonna
seen
Five.
those
I'm gonna talk bad about Johnny Five because he's got two very bad movies. Johnny Five's cool. We can hang out, but like
we
otherwise,
could hang out.
like
Just
Anyway.
don't bring up your movies. You will get offended.
yeah.
Anyway,
Alright.
we're gonna go ahead and read the movie. Follow along. Hopefully, you guys watched it. Spoiler alert, motherfucker.
Get a bump for that.
Spoilers.
hmm
Yeah,
They live.
got nothing.
you got nothing.
I was looking for it, but no.
A drifter called Nada arrives in Los Angeles. While out on the street, he sees a street preacher warning that they have recruited the rich and powerful to control humanity. Nada takes a job on a construction site and befriends a fellow construction worker called Frank, who leads him to a shanty town soup kitchen and its leader, Gilbert. That night, a hacker takes over the television broadcast, claiming that scientists have discovered signals that were enslaving the population and keeping them in a dreamlike state, and that the only way to stop it is to shut off the signal at its source. Those watching the broadcast complain of headaches. Nada secretly follows Gilbert and the street preacher into a nearby church and discovers them meeting with a group that includes the hacker. He sees scientific equipment and cardboard boxes inside and hears Gilbert worrying that the Hoffman lenses they made won't be enough without strong people to help them. Nada is discovered by the blind preacher and escapes. That night, the shanty town and church are destroyed in a police raid. The hacker and preacher are surrounded and beaten by riot police.
Okay, but hold on a second. This is one of my problems. So there's literally been a helicopter hovering, right? And then there is a helicopter there. We see 2 cars leave from the church, and 3 people run out and run over to the encampment, right? We saw all of that.
Yeah.
And then we see police coming in and going straight to the church.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a helicopter up there that could have said, should have said, 2 cars left going east.
Yeah, and I don't.
And 3 people left. They went over to the encampment. And instead of sending a few cops over to talk to said 3 people or arrest said 3 people, we send an entire SWAT team in to burn and tear apart
half of the church.
half of the church,
Not even the whole church.
and the encampment. And they could have lost the 3 people that they were looking for in the mountain, in the craziness. It would have been so easy. They got lucky that they caught them, first of all. But that's your reaction. You have air support.
Yeah.
You can see everything. And instead of saying there's 3 people in the encampment, 2 cars going east. So we see no police cars go after the 2 cars.
There was multiple
So-
helicopters too. It wasn't just one. So
Right,
the other
right.
helicopter could have been following the cars.
You could make the argument we don't even need Nada. Those 2 cars left, they could have had truckloads of those shades,
Yeah.
and the story plays out anyway.
Well, then you also got Nada going down the street, or going down the alley, grabs that boy, and then they get cut off by those SWAT team members, and then they dart up them stairs. You're telling me them SWAT team members didn't just follow them up the stairs?
I mean,
They're-
that's what I'm
they're
saying.
like-
and
They're
go
like,
and
they're
oh,
all
that
up in this
window's
apartment
open.
upstairs, and I'm like, so they're just not going to look upstairs?
That's what I'm saying. They come in and then they go after these three people with a hatchet instead of a knife
Yeah.
when they literally know where they are.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not
Also,
crazy.
I had a question about Keith David's character.
Mhm.
So his family, why did he leave his family, his wife and 2 kids in Detroit, and he's all the way over in California? He said,
That
I had to come
wasn't-
here for work. And I'm like, there's no work between here and Detroit?
That's not an uncommon thing.
No.
When
Yeah, but I mean, like, to move
no,
almost
when
3,000 miles away is ridiculous.
what Carpenter is trying to set up here is that there are no jobs anywhere. Okay, so just hear me out.
So he's trying to
That
create
this
a
is-
world?
He's trying to create.
Yeah, more
He's
full
trying
job
to
of it.
create. Okay, like Reaganomics. He had a real problem with Reaganomics. That's why this movie was made the way it was made. He was trying to convey that by following Reaganomics, this is where we would end up. So we were going to end up in complete financial disaster,
Right.
where there's only a few jobs in select cities. Manufacturing is gone. So, like, what can, unskilled labor do? Right? And that's the problem, is that unskilled labor has no jobs. That's what he was trying to say. And in situations like that where there aren't any jobs, it isn't uncommon for the man to leave and look for work, because it's easier to set up one person. It's cheaper, right, for one person to live and him to send money home until they can afford to bring them.
So my thing is with that, if that's the kind of world you're trying to set, and I thought that too. I was like, well, maybe there is just no work,
Right.
and this is what they came into,
Right.
and but they didn't
That's
do a
part of the
good
reason for
job.
the long setup,
Yeah,
is that
they-
he's trying to set up that world for you.
He didn't do a good
Like,
job.
I'm not arguing one way or the other. He's trying to set up that where that's why you have the unemployment office thing.
Yeah, where
And
she
she's
said-
almost like annoyed that he's sitting
Yeah.
there.
Right.
He's trying to set up this world where, like, not only are unskilled workers pretty much defunct at this point, then also on top of it, you have everyone around looking at these people like they're trash.
Yeah, because some of the people were like, the way they were dressed, I was like, you don't look homeless. They got TVs outside. Like, what if
I
it
know.
rains?
It's
What if it rains?
California. It's California.
It's true. They don't get a lot of rain, but
No, but I still think that's a problem.
it's still an issue. Yeah.
I mean, like, at least put it under a tent.
Yeah, anything. Yeah.
Definitely
Uh,
stealing electricity.
What do you mean? You mean it wasn't a magic TV?
I thought it ran off of air.
Damn it.
Anyway,
Farts.
go ahead.
Sorry.
Nada watches it happen and does not like it. It also makes him extremely curious about what they were talking about. The following day, Nada retrieves one of the boxes from the church he knew was hidden there and hides them in a trash can. After that, he decides to take one of these glasses and put them on. After putting them on, Nada discovers that the sunglasses make the world appear black and white, but they also reveal subliminal
Messaging.
You're throwing me off. Okay. But they also reveal subliminal messages in the media everywhere to obey, consume, reproduce, and conform. What does conform mean?
Be like everybody else.
Mhm.
No, they just could have said that. The
Or
glasses.
they could use the word for it.
Yeah.
One word rather than saying 5.
I
Why
mean,
say many word when one word do
works.
trick?
Yeah.
Well, not everyone's
Okay,
as good as
Kevin.
me. Not everyone knows what that word means.
But you didn't, so you're not that
Shut
good.
up. Yeah, I did. I was just testing you.
Haven't you learned, Joseph, not to correct her?
Of course she knew.
I do. I was testing you.
Good job, you passed.
Haven't you met my divine grammarography? So like,
Grammarography?
Is that a word?
That's not a word.
What?
That is not a word.
Try again.
I meant to say.
Say.
Yeah, here.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right, now read.
Riri!
Stop. You're all going to hell.
Nah.
I'm not.
Oh yeah.
I'll wave at you.
Bye. I'll see
Party.
you in a minute.
See you guys down there. We'll party.
Oh man, we'd be running it in a week, if even.
I'm gonna throw my harp at you and hit you on the head.
Nope, you're coming back down here now.
Yeah, I know. Throw the harp, and then it's like,
Welcome to the party,
shit.
Karen.
We
I
knew-
was in.
We knew you were going to be here soon.
Damn it.
Oh man.
Come join the party.
But they also reveal subliminal messages and media everywhere to obey, consume, reproduce, and conform. And if you didn't know what conform meant, people, it means to be like everybody else.
What?
All right. See?
We should have
No.
words of the day.
The glasses also reveal that many people are aliens with skull-like faces. No biggie. It's good.
So that is another one of my problems, is that he gets these glasses and immediately starts calling people formaldehyde face and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's fucking hilarious.
My
though.
reaction to seeing that,
Shut the fuck
knowing
up.
that I'm not crazy, right? Knowing that I'm actually seeing this, I'm going to shut my fucking mouth. I'm
Mhm.
going to go back and get that whole box, and I'm going to start handing them out to people because I'm not going to be the only one.
That's what I was thinking. Like, why would he just put them on and then go on this fucking rampage?
Yeah, he goes on
Why
this
wouldn't you
rampage of
go
essentially you're giving
Pass
away
them
your position.
sunglasses. Yeah, pass them out.
You had you had surprise on your side, and now they know they're telling everybody.
Hey, you see that bodybuilder down the
I
road?
thought it was funny the way
You see that bodybuilder down the road?
Yeah, I know.
Everyone's like,
Look,
you
I'm
can't
not
say
saying, I'm
that.
not saying I was not entertained by those scenes,
Oh yeah.
but I'm still sitting here like, dude, shut up.
She was so
Shut
appalled.
up.
Like he just went retarded. Like, oh, formaldehyde
Yeah.
face.
So up to
Like,
this
shut
point,
up, dude.
up to this point, we have seen a very reserved, barely speaking
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
And the only person that's shown up to this point the kind of behavior I would expect like that has been Keith David
Yeah.
character. Because he's pissed. He's pissed at the world. He's pissed at the way everything's turning out.
Yeah.
And there's, Roddy Piper, who's supposed to be like the hero now, and he's sitting here like, it'll get better. And then he gets the glasses, and then he goes off the fucking deep end.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, part of that could be shock, right? You could make that argument.
I would
he's
make
lived
the
his
argument
whole
that they
life-
should have swapped Keith David's character with his character.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying he's lived his whole life, and maybe this was the point. He's lived his whole life to just roll on,
Yeah.
do his job, keep his head down, right? And then this happens, and it shows him a side of life that he didn't want to see.
Yeah.
So I can kind of understand maybe that there's like a shock factor and all of that. But if that's the case, it's another case of we didn't show that very well.
Right.
We
exactly.
just saw a very reserved man go ballistic.
As soon as he put on the glasses.
Maybe it's something that's inferred.
Yeah, I
because
agree.
I know
The
I
very
would go
first thing he
crazy.
should have done was grab that box of sunglasses and start handing them out to, I don't know, the bodybuilder down the road.
Mhm.
Because that guy's going to fuck up some aliens. I don't know. And then maybe to a police officer.
I will say I did like the money. When the guy had money in his hand and it flashed down and it showed
Yeah,
it said, this is your God. I was
Yeah.
like, that is so good.
That's so fucking true.
It is.
It's just so well
Sad.
done. I guess
Yeah.
you have like a split second of that.
The one thing that I liked about the creative choice to make when the sunglasses are on, it looks like a 1950s film.
Ugh.
I like that. I thought that was a cool style choice. I thought that was really neat. Because even like whenever he sees that robot flying above, and that thing
That
looks
was
like something out of a
definitely
1950s film. That's what
Mhm.
it looked like.
Yeah.
It looked everything whenever he had the glasses on, like looked 1950s, like an old 1950s film. I thought that was great, man. That
Mhm.
was a good style choice.
Mhm.
But the rest of the movie doesn't comply with any other style choice. Like it's just a movie. It's just this run of the mill. There's no world building here. He tries, I think, but he fails miserably with everything except for when the sunglasses are on and you can see what they're seeing.
The only thing, the other thing that drove me crazy about the sunglasses too is that he acted like he could get like 75 of them. And okay, if they're not at the church, which I assume they still are because we haven't been shown that they aren't, but if they're not at the church, you only have so many, man.
Yeah.
Quit throwing them around. Like when they were fighting and they just kept throwing the glasses. It's like, are you stoned?
So
What are
whenever
you
he gets
doing?
into he gets back into the garbage truck, and then why did
Yeah.
they dump the trash?
Yeah, and see, that was when I had my thought. Like, you know what?
You gotta have a
could-
slide in there somewhere.
You could jump into the back of the trash truck and start digging, or hear me out. We go back to the church.
That it didn't look like a trash truck. It looked like just a big empty hole. Like there was no garbage. Like you just like a big lid opens, you throw trash in, it shuts. That's it.
I think.
But then he climbs inside of it and they tip it up, and I'm like, why are they tipping it up?
I know. Like I instantly thought, oh, you're gonna. Oh,
he's not getting smashed. They're just dumping out all the trash.
Right. That's what I thought too. I was like, oh, okay. So that's what we do there, I guess. Okay. I don't know. I felt like this movie is a sort of more comedic telling of the same story that Falling Down did. You know, instead of it being an alien invasion, it's just shitty political climate, right?
Right.
But that was the metaphor in this movie. So this is sort of like a comedic Falling Down without the stellar storytelling, you know? I mean, I don't know. That was the vibe I got out of it.
Go ahead.
They try to bribe him, but he refuses and rebels, and they begin to hunt him. When he shows them to Frank, he joins them in his rebellion. Being hunted, they begin to
After like a
investigate the world
10-minute
as it
fight.
is.
Dude, that fight's great though.
It is.
It's actually known for
forever.
being one of the longest fights in movie
And it
history.
wasn't supposed to be. It was only supposed to be like 3 minutes long.
Yeah.
But they went longer because it looked so real.
Kept on kneeing him on the ground in his nuts.
Yeah.
It's like 5 times in a row.
I like that part where we try to get him in us like, you dirty motherfucker.
Mhm.
Okay.
They discover that everything is true and that many humans know about it, but also play along with it for power and money. In time, they join the resistance, who give them contact lenses instead of sunglasses to
Which is
fit
so
more into
dumb.
the crowd.
Okay, but here's where I lost it with the
Hear me out.
resistance. Was when the guy said we're getting sloppy. As you try to recruit the loudest motherfucker in the world, he literally went to a bank with a gun,
Mhm.
started screaming about bubblegum.
Yeah.
And you're trying to recruit him as you're trying to keep things
Yeah,
together.
they almost looked like they were the hired muscle at that point. Like, this is our muscle over here.
Mhm.
And then that lady walks in, and instantly I'm like, so
Yeah.
that lady walks in, and then not even 3 minutes later, they're getting fucking hole in the wall. Like, instantly I'm like, she gave us up.
Dude,
She
I
gave
didn't
us up.
trust the bitch from the beginning.
Yeah, she gave us up 100%. She works at
She
the
was way
fucking
too calm.
She works at the fucking news station, and she's here now, and we get busted as soon as she walks in the door. She's the fucking rat.
The
Like-
level of naivety
Yeah.
in a resistance is appalling.
No
Yeah.
venting process.
But
Yeah,
dude,
she just walks in like they had to talk to the guy at the door. Did she just flash her tits?
Yeah, like,
what the fuck?
how'd that work out? Also, like, so whenever she like that move she did to throw his ass out the window, dude, that was some karate shit.
Yeah.
She fucking spun around and like hit him upside the head with that fucking bottle and then booted his ass out the window. I was like, damn,
Yeah,
bitch got moved. She fucking like she kung fu'd his ass out the window. That shit
maybe
was
that's why
funny.
he was so immediately nice to her.
Yeah,
like, the
I
bitch
was like,
can fight,
God
dude.
damn.
Chill out, okay?
Yeah.
She's cool.
Yeah.
She
Like, hey,
threw
don't
me
fuck
out
with
a
her, dude.
4-story
She
welding.
will kick you in the face. That bitch is crazy. And he wanted to go over and talk to her. Like, you don't want to talk to her, dude. She's crazy. You don't want to do that.
That's what
Bitch just karate chopped your ass out a window.
Maybe he likes that stuff.
I can't believe he survived. He fell a distance.
It was like 4 stories.
Yeah, he fucking went down. Yeah, that shit was funnier than shit, though. That whole scene, though, with him capturing her, and I'm like, he trying to rape her.
No, I'm thinking the whole time like you are just adding on to the charges. You are adding on to the target that you've already put on your back.
Yeah, he, like, abducts her. They take off. He's like, we want to go back to your place. She's like, I don't want to do that. He's like, I don't care what you want. You know, they're like, dude, that's like rape. Like, you
no,
wanna-
I didn't think it was.
He was like,
I
we're
never
going
got
there.
that.
Well, he looked at her, like, took this long look at her, like, damn, you fine. You know what I mean? And then, like, oh, we're going back to your place. I'm like, you don't want to do that.
I never got that. I got he wanted to get out of the heat.
Maybe. And then he's, like, looking her up and down and shit while he's sitting there. And he's like, I'm like, dude, you're giving off some weird vibes. Like,
I didn't.
that's just what I got from it. And then, like, but then she, like, karate chops his ass out the window, and I felt better about
I
it.
did like how she handled the situation though.
She was too calm.
Like, no, I really liked her responses, the way she handled everything. Like
Yeah,
in
she's
a
like,
real
anything
life,
you want.
yeah, like in a real life scenario, like she's good. You know what I mean? Like in real life, that's how you want to play it. Like
Right.
you want to play it off like you are so chill with everything happening that you know you will stand next to a 4-story window while I have a bottle in my hand. Like
Yeah.
that's what I'm going for.
I'd like
that
something to
level
drink.
of-
I'm thinking water, and then she comes out with this like cold wine
Champagne.
bottle.
I
And shit. I'm
know.
like, damn, she's trying to get fucked up.
I know. Well, I mean, you know.
It's been a stressful day.
hmm
All right, go ahead.
They learned there that the aliens have created this brainwashed world to exploit it for their gains, obviously. Shortly after that, the resistance is found by the police and wiped out. Frank and Nada survive the deadly raid, casually find the place where the signal is sent that is brainwashing the people and which is heavily guarded, and decide to destroy the antenna there that sends the signal. They die in the attempt, but not before Nada can destroy the antenna that sends the signal,
So
which
stupid.
he can also see with satisfaction before his death. After that, everyone begins to see the world as it is, and chaos begins to appear.
You're telling me that the entire world, all these aliens around the world depend on that one satellite dish?
Maybe they just started with that one city.
Maybe. But also, you're telling me that they can travel from planet to planet across, light years or whatever in this building, from this building, but they need a satellite dish to project an image? A satellite dish.
The way I understand this, and again,
It's a signal.
I get that, but
they go from planet to planet, and before they go in and start doing what they're doing, right, they figure out the best way to make the people malleable. In our case, it was TV
right.
and consumerism. Look, you want to take over the masses? Consumerism's the way to go.
Oh, for sure. I
You
know.
make something impossible for me to live without, and I will do anything to get it, right? Like that's the consumerism, right? You gonna live without this thing now?
Fuck yeah, dude. I wish everybody
That's
could live
easy.
without them.
I don't disagree with you, but I'm saying the world we live in now, everybody still has them. You can get rid of yours. No one else gets rid of theirs, but you can get rid of yours.
If I had to, yeah.
You can go back to a landline,
Fuck yeah.
Oh,
and that's it.
Fuck yeah.
One. Two. Fuck, I fucking messed
Fuck
up.
yeah, I can
No,
go back
I
to a
wouldn't be
landline.
able to, Karen.
Oh, you can't get a hold of me whenever I leave the house? That's too
Uh-huh.
bad.
No, I'm not just talking about it as a phone. We don't just use. This is not even a phone
I know,
anymore.
I'm talking about like in
it
general.
rings once or twice a month. It's not a phone anymore. It's your text messages. It's
Yeah.
your social media. It's your spreadsheets
I
for
don't
people
care.
like me.
I don't
It's
care. I don't care.
everything's on here.
I know. I wish I could do away with
Your
all that
banking.
stuff.
All of
Give me a
that.
reason to get rid of it, and I will. Like, all right, yeah.
Get rid of it.
that
If
would
you
right
don't
now.
get rid of it,
That
you're
would
gonna
make
die.
more,
Like, yeah,
that
it's
would
gone.
make people more sociable again. Let's put
Yeah.
that way.
Oh yeah. I'd love
I'm
to
not
see that.
disagreeing with you. I'm saying that it's impossible to
Make
get rid of
everybody-
while everyone else still has theirs.
Make everybody go back to Nokia phones.
Do it then. Do it.
I
then.
don't
That's
have
the
to though.
challenge.
That's the thing. I'm saying I
doesn't
could
get
live
what I'm
without
No,
it.
saying,
he
does
doesn't get
he?
what you're saying.
I don't have to get rid of it though. That's the
Right.
thing.
Right.
So why would I?
I'm saying if this thing goes dark tomorrow and it's dark for everyone, I'm fine with it. Doesn't bother me a bit. But the fact that, you tried to text me and I didn't get it or whatever, it could have been important. It could have been, you see what I'm saying? These
But
are
I know
no
where you
longer.
live.
No, listen, I had the same
I know where you live.
conversation. Listen, I
No,
had
I'm just
If
saying.
it's a very,
Dad,
in my
I
view,
have
if
the
it's an
same-
important conversation, call me. Don't text me. Call me.
No, I'm saying though, if you don't have this, you go back to a landline.
right. I had this conversation
Go
with my
back to the
mom
old
a couple
phones.
months ago.
The Nokias.
Because she didn't have a phone that worked,
There you go.
and she wanted to get a hold of me, but she couldn't, and then it was my fault that she couldn't get a hold of me because
That's
she
what
didn't
I'm
have
saying.
a phone that works.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
And
in the age of a cell phone,
Right.
if I can't get a hold of you at any time, it's your fault.
Right.
And I'm not saying that I feel that way. I'm saying the world feels that way.
No, I feel that way. It was
I-
totally her fault. She couldn't get it.
Like, you're gonna miss job opportunities. You're gonna miss.
Let's go back to the old beepers and Nokia phones. Here we
If
go.
everybody does, that's fine.
I
But
won't
not
miss job
everybody will.
opportunities
Not
because I
only
have a
that,
job.
but you got a daughter that's about to leave state. You got a daughter that lives a couple towns over.
Call me collect.
And then you got kids that go to school and everything.
Fuck them kids.
I'm saying that nowadays to give this up is a lot more than just, yeah, I'll go back to a landline.
Yeah, but it's just something that we have to go back to getting used to again. Just like
You keep saying we.
Okay, I don't give a fuck. But I'm like I said, I don't have to do it, so I'm not going to. But
You
if
don't-
I
you don't
had
understand
to,
what
I
I'm
would.
saying. If everybody does, then that's a have to, right?
Yeah.
And that's easy when everybody has to do the same thing. But if just you,
Then that's fine.
okay.
I'm good. I'm not like other people though. I don't need that.
Hey, what I'm saying, I don't want social media. I don't mind this so much. Can we get rid of social media, please?
I've been saying that since
Social
Facebook
media
got
would
big.
actually stop a lot of the problems.
Yeah.
I agree.
I've been saying that since Facebook got big. So
I love social media, but it is one of the world's biggest problems right
it
now.
is.
back whenever,
But anyway, it's a
back
sort of
whenever Facebook was the
terraforming.
only, back whenever Facebook was the only big thing, and they were talking about Facebook shutting down, I was like, please God, do it.
Yeah.
Like,
Go
I
back to
prayed for that.
MySpace.
but getting back to what I was saying, it's a form of terraforming for them. Obviously, they have to do a little bit of reconnaissance and figure out the best plan of attack. That was the best plan of attack for humans. And honestly, it's pretty. I mean, for the time frame in which this movie was made, it's pretty good.
Right. All right. Do you guys have anything else you want to cover? Anything you want to?
This movie sucked.
I'll
That's
wait
To each
for my
their own.
review.
Okay. So let's go ahead and review this fucking thing.
Let's review this bitch.
Are you all right?
I'm fucking dandy.
Okay.
All right. So
Fuck your own face!
Jesus,
why?
that was rough.
Yeah.
I thought that's why you made that noise.
All right. So Madison, what do you think of They Live?
I hated this movie. This movie sucked.
She fell asleep. By
It's
the way.
the opposite.
I
of-
did. It was really bad.
I like this. This was really good.
Yeah. I hate this movie. It sucked.
No, I didn't like this movie. It was very boring, especially the beginning whenever nothing was happening. We were just watching some guy do things. Some homeless guy, might I add. I don't even like seeing homeless people on the streets. Sorry if you're homeless, but if you're homeless, you're probably not listening. But,
So the beginning of the movie, the guy's walking around, right?
yes.
It's just like Lord of the Rings.
Oh, snap! Boom!
But it's not.
Yeah, can we take these off and just all drop them?
But it's not. Listen to me. It's not because they
Even
have
the trees
things
walked in
to
those
say.
movies.
Okay, but at least the tree was talking.
Third movie.
Clerks.
He dropped the ring.
Clerks
End
2.
of the-
In Clerks 2, he makes fun of Lord of the Rings, and he said, here's the first movie, and he walks. Here's the second movie, and he walks, gets something stuck to his shoe,
and he
then walks for
stutters.
more.
He steps to the side,
And then
walks around.
in the third one, he
Yeah.
walks, takes the ring off, shrugs, throws it in, and then walks away. And that is the synopsis.
There's so much more to those movies than you guys believe, and I hate it.
I thought it was the perfect synopsis.
No,
for the
I love those movies so much. There's so much more going on than that. It is so
I made-
That's her
creative
Drew
and
Barrymore.
wonderful.
I made fun of Lord of the Rings so bad that made him
You
I will neither defend nor stand up for, defend or talk against Lord of the Rings because they're right. Because that shit was funny in Clerks.
The best
She's
thing that
also
could have
right because there's a
happened.
lot more to the movies than that.
Hey,
but-
no, I know that, but it's funny to people like me
I know
who watched
it is funny.
who watch the movies and can understand
What?
100% why people love it.
Yeah,
The best thing
But-
part was he's like the best thing that could have happened in that movie was if Frodo would have bricked in fucking Sam's mouth, and that's when the guy puked.
Yeah, that's when he puked. No, I understand completely why people love the movies. I get it. It's just not my jam. So when I watch
I like the Lord of the
something
Rings. Don't
like
get me wrong, I
Clerks
like the
2,
Lord of the
and they
Rings.
give that simple synopsis, it is hilarious to me.
Yeah,
That movie is so enchanting. You guys don't even understand.
I don't like enchanting.
it's not
Sorry, mesmerizing.
just it's fantasy.
Take or
It's
leave
just-
mesmerizing.
Okay, I was finding a description word for fantasy.
I don't like
is
fantasy
a
movies.
genre.
The only fantasy movie I like is Willow.
I don't know what that is. I don't really like fantasy
Matt
movies
Madigan.
either, but
I grew up watching it.
I don't really like fantasy movies either, but my favorite movies are, the golden punch for fantasy movies.
Hey, I'm not.
Hey, we're not knocking the
I'm
movie.
not knocking you. You like what you like.
Don't
Hey,
even.
I
He's a
like
huge
I
fan.
like the Lord of the Rings movies.
Yeah.
Throw something.
I
He's a
do.
fan.
I like the Lord
He's
of
a
the Rings
fan.
movies.
No, he's
Steal
not.
your
He's a
hat.
human being.
That's true.
How does
I'm
he
not
blow
a tree,
between jar?
damn it.
I've been asking everyone.
He
no
never
one,
blows that
no
much.
one gives me an answer.
At least they talk in Lord of the Rings. This guy didn't talk for the whole half the movie. I can't.
Okay, well, just
Bring it back.
Give
You're
us
good.
her,
Just
full
The
circle.
trees talk
just breathe.
slow though.
She did that on
At
her
least
own.
they talked.
Very,
Yeah, she brought it
very
back on her own.
slowly.
Using
At
Lord of
least
the
you could
Rings.
understand.
I was
them.
kind of impressed.
Okay,
No.
come on, let's get back to your review.
Just on Lord of the Rings. Jesus Christ. I don't like this movie. I'm giving it 3. Go ahead.
I made fun of Lori so bad. She's like, "Fuck this movie. I don't even care. I'm done with it."
I did it.
All right,
I'm
well,
not
for me,
complaining
I
because of that.
I don't care for this movie. I think that, and it's not because of the through line or the plot or anything like that. It's stylized. It's the stylistic choices of the movie. It looks like a regular, everyday, plain old movie. There's nothing stylistic about it other than when they got the glasses on,
It's about homeless
which I
people,
thought was,
man.
huh?
It's about homeless people, man. How glitzy you want it to be?
I
Quit
just need
being
it to be
heartless.
glitzy. I just need it to be.
Yeah, you heartless.
I need to have some
You
kind of
heartless shrewd.
Well, my problem is that he's setting up this world, and this world doesn't look set up. You know what I mean? Like, it looks like another movie from the 80s. It doesn't look like anything
I
special.
don't know. I thought it looked like a poor place. Like I thought that they did an okay job. Of,
Yeah, because they
For-
chose certain
Yeah,
locations.
but that's what I'm saying. It's supposed to look drab. It's supposed to look boring, and any place in it.
I guess,
they
but
ever
I
would.
just don't agree. I think that stylistically, the movie doesn't look the way that it should feel. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
not to mention, the tones of the movie were all over the place. Is it a fucking comedy? Is it a goddamn horror movie? What is it? Is it both? I'm not sure. I have no idea.
I'd go for sci-fi comedy.
Not to mention, it was just
With
such a
horror elements, I
slow
suppose.
movie.
It was extremely slow. The movie was like it felt longer than it is. Like, the movie is an hour and 30 some
33
minutes.
33 minutes.
And it felt
On the
like
dot.
a 2.5 hour movie. It felt so fucking long. And it shouldn't have felt that way. And the reason it felt long is because they drug so much shit out. Like, they drug everything out.
Yeah, there was some things that, like, like you said, the intro, it's a little
It doesn't
long,
even pick
and-
up momentum until like more than halfway through the movie.
At
Like,
least you know Lord of the Rings is a long movie.
I like Keith
He
David's.
spent way too much time trying to set up this.
Yeah.
There's no jobs, and we're all struggling.
Oh,
Well,
give
you-
us a
you could have
give us a
done-
fucking a roll, like one of those rolling text things. At the
Oh
beginning
no,
of the
I
movie.
like it better when they try to set it
That's
up for
true,
you in the
maybe,
movie.
but like he spent a half of the movie trying to set that up.
What I'm
and
saying is
it
that he
didn't
could have
pan
done
out.
it. He could have done it in a lot
Yeah,
shorter.
and
period.
like a lot of the choices in the movie didn't make any sense. Like, he puts on a pair of glasses, then he just starts blasting people. No fucking way. Nobody's
so
gonna do that. First,
it is awesome.
It is
but it's
awesome. Don't get me wrong. I think
it's like I'm not going to do that though. Like,
right.
I know that the only
Nobody
thing
in their right mind is gonna do
because
that.
I know that the only thing that I have in my wheelhouse right now to fight these things
Are these sunglasses?
who are these otherworldly, obviously they can fucking zap themselves out of space and time, and I'm just gonna start hollering like an idiot? No.
Well, not to mention, why would you do that without, like, at least making sure that what you're seeing is what you're seeing? Like, you put them on, and I'm like, oh my god, bang, 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 start
Well, he
blasting
kept
people,
taking them off
and then
and
like,
putting them on.
I get that, but like, how do you know you just didn't lose it? Like, okay, I should probably try and see if somebody else can see
That's
this.
what I'm saying. Like, I would have went back and grabbed the box and just started handing them out to people.
Here you
like,
go,
free
here you go.
sunglasses.
Oh, you're an alien, you can't have one. Here you go.
Yeah, like I just want to know, and plus I guess maybe I'd be a little quieter about it. I'd bring them to my friends first and be like, guys, I'm seeing weird shit with these glasses on. Can you come outside and walk with me and tell me what you're seeing? You know what I mean? And do something like that and keep it quiet, because the only thing you have on your side is the element of surprise.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't understand a lot of them choices. I didn't understand. Like, I guess from the point where they get to the safe house with the other resistance people, but they all die, and then they jump into this hole, which looks like just any other sewer system or like underground system, like electrical system or something. And then it takes them to the fucking this like ballroom thing or something.
Yeah,
like-
remember the guy said it's like an airport.
Yeah, I guess. And then like and from there he takes him to the fucking the TV station. I'm like, so this guy just believes that, and then also the happenstance that of the fact that like they just happen to run into this guy who used to be homeless apparently, but is
Well-
no longer homeless, and then
Here, I'm gonna help you here because, like, honestly, you know what my biggest problem with that whole getup, that whole scene, that scenario, it wasn't the fact that they were walking around the sewers and they could, you know, basically like intergalactically travel. It wasn't that. It wasn't the look of it. Because I can get behind maybe they got some technology or whatever that just shoots you wherever. Sure, okay, that's cool. Let's go with it. But the homeless guy is now some high-ranking official in the alien.
he's
Cool
only been there for
Club.
like a day.
My question is, what leverage does he have? He's a fucking homeless guy.
Yeah.
I don't think he
It's
was.
not like he
I don't
knows
think he
Nada
was-
well enough to give him up.
I don't think he was truly homeless. I think he was working for the aliens, even in the homeless camp, trying to find out where.
If that's the
they
case,
were.
then they should have made that apparent.
Yeah, they would have pointed it out just like they did with the chick.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. Like he goes up to these security officers and he's like, "Yeah, they're with me. Who are you?
Who are you? You've been
What
part
is
of
it-
this
wha-
society, and what
Even
a day?
if, like, you could make the argument that the aliens gave him special privileges because they thought they could use him. But use him how? The only thing he would have is Nada. And Nada and him are like this as far as, like, knowing each other.
Yeah.
So, what the fuck?
I didn't understand that either. So for me, I don't I don't care for this movie. I love a few of the one-liners from Roddy Piper. Aside from that, though, Keith David's awesome. They killing him off like that so quickly and abruptly without any kind of like lead up, I guess, was
Mhm.
really fucking stupid. And I also believe that he should have been the hero of the story instead of Roddy Piper. It just made more sense to me, I guess.
His character.
And
Mhm.
everything. And then trying to convince Roddy Piper that
Mhm.
like that fight would have made more sense. Like if it was the roles were reversed and he was trying to get Roddy Piper to put on those glasses,
Mhm.
that would have made more sense. Because the way, like you said, how fanatical he was about the government and work and everything, and like all these conspiracies and stuff, and how the man's trying to get you down, blah blah blah. All that made sense coming from his character.
Yep.
But then, like whenever he's like, "Hey, the government's actually after us," and all that, what are you doing?
Oh, today's the day she's lost it. We're all getting our heads chopped off.
Anyway,
Talk
but like
bad
all
about
that would
Lord
have
of the
made
Rings,
sense.
see what
for-
It's
happens.
the Lord of the Rings talk.
all that
right?
would have made more sense for Keith David's character instead.
agree, yeah.
So,
Now it's in your face on the camera. I just keep kicking it. It keeps falling more that way.
anyway, so for me, I'm just gonna give it a just 4.5. I'm giving it a 4.5. I don't really care for it. I think there are too many flaws, plot holes, style choices. It's drawn out. Roddy Piper's character don't make sense half the time. He's not a good lead for it. I don't want to say that. His character isn't the right lead for the story. Not Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper does fine as, as an actor or whatever in the movie. But I still think that Keith David's character should have been the lead of the movie. It just makes more sense to me that way.
So that brings me to another point. Everybody's like, yeah, Roddy Piper did a great job as an acting in this movie. He did a lot better job in acting than other wrestlers at the time, but he didn't get very much work.
I would argue that the best actor to come out of wrestling is definitely Dave Bautista.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Whenever it comes to acting,
But I'm saying like back then, the 80s wrestlers
Right,
and
yeah,
all
yeah.
that, Roddy did a hell of a job compared to other wrestlers
Like
that
Hulk
got
Hogan?
they got plenty of work.
he was terrible. He was a terrible actor.
I don't remember if I put it in trivia or not, but Vince McMahon didn't want him to do this and actually like threatened to fire him.
I know. He did the same thing with Hulk Hogan.
Yeah,
He threatened. That's why Hulk Hogan got kicked out of the WWF, because he went and did the Rocky 3 movie where he fights Rocky Balboa or whatever, and he said this could be a huge opportunity for me, and Vince McMahon was like, no, you're not allowed to do it. And
Yeah.
he did it anyway, so they booted his ass out.
Well, Roddy Piper was the first one. He was the first wrestler to get out of wrestling and act as another thing to do. But the larger point I had was that so he went to Vince McMahon and said, I have this opportunity, and he's like, yeah, you can't be in movies while you're a wrestler. I'll fire you, essentially. And Roddy looked at him and said, that's cool, I quit.
It's because he was afraid of them breaking kayfabe.
Yeah, well,
So-
it's basically, if
You
you
play
can
this
break
character,
out,
and to everybody out there, you are that character.
well, no, it's more so if you break out and the other wrestlers see that they see potential because you're acting as a wrestler.
Yeah.
They see, oh, wait, there's potential for us to be real actors. Why am I putting my body through hell every week?
Yeah.
So he quit the WWF and then later went back because it was worth
he was in
more.
WCW for a while.
Right, but I'm saying he was worth a lot
Yeah.
more money by that
Mhm.
point.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But anyway, what do you say?
So for me, I'll say I think that probably Earth was the easiest to conquer as far as the aliens went. Probably, I mean, as all the different worlds that they've went to, I bet Earth was easiest.
It'd be definitely easy,
Yeah,
You
no
think?
shit.
I bet we have more guns.
No, I'm just saying.
No, like they would get more people in a shorter amount of time.
They're really dumb down there. I think we can get these guys.
So this is my second time watching it. The
they
first
control
time,
the media.
the first time, I enjoyed it a lot. I was watching it sort of through my husband's lens, though. You know, like he's like, "You've never seen this movie? It's amazing," you know. And I really do like some of the more comedic elements to play out in the movie. They still entertain me. This time I watched it though through a different lens, and I liked it less. I started to see some serious plot problems.
Same here.
As we pointed out, you know, like I said, it's the first time I watched it through a sort of, you know, my husband's lens, who really likes the movie, and then this time I had to watch it with a different lens on, and I saw different things. So if you'd have asked me the first time, I would probably say like, it's probably, you know, like a 7.5. But this time it's I'm gonna say 6, just because it is still entertaining for me. I do like the comedic elements in the you know, and it even kind of adds a little bit of a comedic element. Some of these plot holes that we're seeing,
It does kind of.
you know, like
and I thought about that
them
too.
running from the church, right, when like somebody should be chasing them.
See,
or
that's what I
whatever,
thought
you
too.
know?
I thought
It's
that
like,
I was like, well, maybe these like plot holes and all these choices are supposed to be comedic choices, but I'm thinking like,
I don't think they all are though.
I was like,
'cause you
yeah, that's the
can't-
thing. Also, I'm thinking like, yeah, but
Maybe
if they
some.
even if they are, they don't hit right. You know
That's what
I
I'm
mean?
saying. Like maybe some of them are, but you can't make that argument
Right.
with all of them. There's no way you can make that argument with
Yeah.
all of them. I will say that I'm very disappointed though this time around that they tried to hide the fact that there's a Class 3 free roaming vapor walking around that joint.
What?
Did you guys notice the communicators?
Oh yeah, I said that, didn't I?
I
The
said
yeah.
fucking
I said
the
that
thing. I was like, I think that's from Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
it's the PKE meters.
Yeah.
I said that they're trying to hide the fact that there's a Class 3 free roaming vapor.
Yeah.
Or vapor, and nobody's looking.
See, I told you, I was like, I think
Vapor.
that's a Ghostbusters thing. She's like, are you trying to make me like it or something? I was like, no, I just.
No,
It's
Crystal
the
said
Ghostbusters.
that.
Oh,
thing.
Crystal said that. Yeah.
Don't mix me up with your wife.
Yeah,
now.
she said, what do you, is that, you think that's going to make me like it or something? I was like, no, I just think that's
Yeah,
what it
towards
is.
the end of it, Crystal
Yeah.
got real hateful.
Yeah, she's like, this movie is fucking stupid, Joseph. She's like, who put this shit in the box? It's like, it's just a movie that was in the box.
It was me.
No, I don't know who put it in there, honestly.
I
I,
have
think
no
it was
idea.
just one of the movies on
It
our
was in
list
pencil.
of. Yeah.
That's all I remember.
It was what?
It was in pencil.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was one of the movies that we were like, it was on a list of my movies that needed to be watched or something like that.
Cult probably.
Yeah,
was
probably
cult.
cult
Flat call
movies,
classics
yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Eric, what do you think?
Well, so I mean, the movie wasn't bad. I didn't think it was terrible. I mean, it could have a lot better plots and a lot. But-
we have some critiques
Yeah.
here.
But I mean, the comedic stuff in it, and even the cringy one-liners is kind of
Dude, that's
still
like
it's
one of my
still
favorite
it's still
things.
funny.
See, I like the cringy one.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I was into it, but
Mhm.
like you guys said, the plot problems,
But the cringy one-liners, if they would have leaned into that more.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
if
they
they would've-
just kept changing the vibe on
Exactly,
me.
that's what I'm saying. Like they changed.
if they
like,
would have
the-
made this movie more of like a quirky, like a, I don't know,
Pick a lane.
a comedy.
Yeah,
Pick a lane.
that's what I was trying
They
to
made
say.
it more of a
pick
comedy.
Pick a
lane,
fucking
like,
side. Pick
yeah.
a lane. Like, what kind of movie do you want this to be? Like,
Yeah, if they would have made this
Yeah,
more of
I-
a comedy, I think this movie
I
would have done
highly
a lot
enjoyed the
better.
Yeah.
front end where he's just shooting shit up and saying one-liners
Yeah,
and fighting aliens, and then the next thing we know, we're drug into this very dark place, and it's like, well, I was enjoying what we were doing. Why did we
I thought the
switch?
end
Yeah.
was
And then
very
we switched from the
sudden.
beginning, where you know
it should have
everything is
just been a whole movie of him losing his shit and going on this fucking rampage.
just killing aliens.
Just killing aliens.
And every time you see like something on
Right.
the news, you never know for sure if he's crazy or if he's actually seeing aliens. Because the only way the news is being
And you know
portrayed
what
is
make it
there's
even
some
better?
crazy guys shooting up the
You know what
city.
would make it even better? Give us a kill count in the corner of the TV. A fucking kill count on how many aliens he kills.
I don't know. Now you're stepping into
Could have
what's
been.
his
It
name?
would have been even better if it was more like the guy from the those
Uwe Boll.
the
I
news
don't care.
clips.
Lean into it. Like I said, lean into it a little bit.
The news clip dude where he's like fuck her right in the pussy. You know what I'm talking about? That guy, the old guy. It's real life dude that kept on.
Yeah, I
popping
know.
up in
I
the
remember
news
what
clips.
I remember it being referenced. But I don't
If they
remember
would
what
have
it was.
done that a little bit more often than this, like just Nada just comes in and starts doing like a broadcast and starts shooting people. that would have been comedy.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like, lean into it because you keep changing up what this movie is and the vibe that it's putting out, and I'm not liking it.
Right. So I came in at 6.5 for me.
Okay.
So that makes it an even 5. So,
Half and half.
and we said at the beginning
50%.
50-50, right?
Yeah.
So that kind of makes sense.
Makes sense. Oh man, I don't even know what to say on critics for this. I'm gonna go.
Oh, critics is going to be fucking low. I'm going to say 25.
I don't know if it's that low.
I was gonna say 42.
I was gonna say 40, but no, you said 42. I'm gonna go 45.
Dad's gonna take it. It's an 87%.
By the
What
critics?
fuck?
I should have
Oh.
known. I should have known.
Yeah, this seems
The
like
shit
that
movies-
kind of movie. Of course it was. Of course it was.
Yeah. Critics,
Silly me.
Jesus.
critics consensus.
Fuck my opinion.
Politically subversive blend of horror and sci-fi. They Live is an underrated genre film from John Carpenter.
It's
Okay.
a John Carpenter movie. Of course they're going to suck his dick.
All right. Audience.
No, not necessarily true.
Not always. But this is one of his
65.
older movies, so yeah, I don't think
For
the
audience,
I don't think the audience is gonna like it as much. You say 65? I'm gonna go 60, maybe.
I'll go 75.
Eric's gonna take it. It's an 80%.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Oof.
Yeah.
Are we the assholes?
Are we missing something?
We're terrible.
What are we missing about this movie?
I
Well, I
guess
didn't collect any
okay.
good
I know
ones,
that
so-
it's satirical, so don't come at me with that. I know that it is. It's just not. I don't care that it's satirizing. Like a,
It's still gotta be entertaining at the same time, you know. I don't care if it is a satire or whatever genre you're going for. Regardless, it has to be entertaining and it has to be
no, I
keep me
guarantee.
engaged.
No, what I'm saying is that I guarantee the people that are sucking its dick are the people that are going. Oh, I just love the metaphors. I love the.
That's exactly what it is.
That's what I'm
I
getting
get
at.
the fucking metaphors, okay? I'm not retarded. But I don't care either.
Well,
like I
that-
said, it's still
that's-
got to be entertaining.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that like they're gonna go into it with that, and I don't care.
All right. You guys ready?
No.
Mhm.
All right. Tim W came in with half a star. Where he said, "Well, there went a few brain cells down the drain. Ironically, I've seen better acting on pro wrestling. Characters' actions make absolutely no sense. Pointless drug out fight scene, switching scenes right in the middle of action to the next day. I mean, it's not even so bad. It's good." The cherry on the top is an alien using the Ghostbusters PKE meter as a
That was awesome.
communication device.
I thought it would have been different if it was just like one and it was like subtle. But they were like,
Yeah, they did not.
Yeah,
hide-
They were
Okay.
hiding it.
They were not hiding the
Mm-mm.
fact that they were using PKE
No.
meters.
No.
I would not obey if they'd erase all memories of what is especially a porn movie with no sex. I don't know who he's talking about at the end there, but yeah.
Are you one of those people that just see sex wherever you look?
Right.
Probably just talking about
What
the
the
one
fuck?
one scene where the girl was on riding the.
That was like the
alien.
very last thing you
Yeah,
saw.
that was
Yeah,
literally
and that
it.
was
Yeah.
played for so much fucking laughs. Like, that was great. That cracked me up.
But the thing that got me, she didn't even scream. Like, there was no scream.
I thought it was funny.
Maybe she was into it.
Maybe.
Oh.
She might have been. Who knows?
Alright, 2 stars, no name. It's an interesting idea, but I don't know entirely how I feel about the outcome. Roddy Piper and Keith David are a fine enough pair, 4.1 out of 10 mixed review, rotten review, whatever. Yeah, I couldn't find very many 1 stars or half stars, so it's gonna be a couple of 3 stars and 2 stars.
Whatever.
I don't know. I kind of wanted to hear what people had to say about how much they loved it. Like, what made you love it?
Well, this
so
one's a
much?
5 star. It says classic sci-fi with message that remains relevant today. Put
Yep,
your glasses
message.
on, people, and see the world for what it is.
There it is.
Yep.
Yep.
Message.
Message.
This one's 3 stars. Samitha B. Samitha. Is that a name?
Samitha?
Samitha?
I
Did
think
they
it's
forget
Sam-
some vowels?
Samitha?
Samantha?
No, there's no. It's Samitha.
Sounds like she's
Samantha. That's
Didn't
the
spell-
problem. We're saying it wrong. It's Samantha.
Samantha.
Well, 3 stars. Whoever it is says the concept was interesting, but the presentation was a bit off, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's solid.
Yeah. Steve F. Coming in with half a star. I'm a big Job Carpenter fan. He's made some great films, but this has to be his worst. Dated, slow, and plotting. Terrible script, direction, and acting, especially from the lead actor who's as wooden as they come. Don't waste your time. You'll never get it back. Exclamation point.
I don't think Roddy Piper did that bad.
No.
No, I don't.
Like I said, as
I mean,
an
he's not
wrong,
actor
he's
back
not-
then,
He's
I
not
think
a-
it was depending on what vibe they were
Yeah,
going
yeah.
for. Was
I
where
I
he
don't
shined.
think he's a fucking Emmy Award winning, actor by any means, but he also didn't do terrible.
No, I think it
like I
depends
said,
on like
compared to
which part.
In
the
grand
other
scheme of
wrestlers that
other
did
actors
that came
or
out there
wrestlers turned
during that
actors,
time.
like,
yeah.
he
No,
did
I'm
just
saying
fine.
like, is it supposed to be a funny scene? Is it supposed to be dramatic? Is it supposed to be, this dark area that we go into at the end? Like, which Roddy are we getting? Because I think he kind of shines in the comedy or even the drama a little bit. It's when we get towards the end that I'm kind of like, he seems very wooden in this.
Right, but I also believe that he plays crazy well when he plays it right. Like
Mhm.
whenever he screams and yells, I see the crazy in him because he's a crazy fucking person.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like
anyway.
that whole bank scene and all
Yeah.
that. That's where I feel like he shines, and he shines when he's trying to get it across to Keith David's character how important this is, and he shines there. But then once you get into this like almost horror-esque turn that you go, he seems very wooden. He doesn't belong there, So I'm saying his acting in this movie really depends on which flavor of the movie you're watching.
Anyone can act crazy. I can act crazy.
Jack Nicholson was great at it.
Yeah.
His son's doing a damn good job too.
Yeah,
He was in
Smile too.
Borderline,
Yeah,
Smile too.
I don't have to see Borderline to know just based on Smile 2 that motherfucker is crazy, just like his
Yeah.
father.
Yeah, he's nuts. Like he's like funny nuts though.
No,
Have you
that's,
seen
that's
Borderline?
no, not yet. No, what I'm saying
It's
is
funny.
that
It's a good fucking
that's
movie.
what I'm saying is that like I'm fully expecting that,
Yeah.
but I don't have to see it yet to know.
He was in a
'Cause
movie
holy
that I
shit.
just watched.
Novocaine.
Oh yeah.
He was
Oh
in
yeah, we have
Novocaine.
that one too.
Yeah. He's
I
in
still have
that
to
too.
watch that.
He's awesome. I think he's great. I'm like, dude, I love you. Like, I'll watch anything with you in it. Like,
Yeah.
he plays crazy really well, but he's like
Comes
fun.
by
He
it
has
honest.
fun with it.
Yeah, he's like he thinks everything is funny crazy.
Yeah.
In
No,
Novocaine,
his dad was crazy in every role he ever played.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he could do crazy funny, he could do crazy drama, but
Just like
every
Will- just
role
like-
he played, he was fucking a lunatic. I mean, he was a crazy person.
Yeah.
Just like William
Yeah.
Dafoe. Him and Jack Nicholson can both.
I'd say Willem Dafoe's got way more range.
Oh, he does. I'm just saying, like,
I
he does
agree.
a great job at being like pulling off the crazy. It's his
Oh, he's
eyes.
wonderful at
his
crazy.
Eyes. His eyes.
He's
and
wonderful
his,
at crazy, but he's wonderful at everything.
Yeah.
He's like there's who's the guy that can play all of us and we wouldn't even know? Gary Oldman.
Mhm.
He's like Gary Oldman, and then there's Willem Dafoe.
Like Willem Dafoe even say he's like, my face is something that just happens.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't
Yeah.
control it. It just
Right.
happens.
Yeah, motherfucker looks crazy.
Alright, I got 2 more. No name, half a star. A sad commentary on the current times we live in. Let's see, all cops and wealthy people are evil. I get it. Worst acting ever. I tuned out after 1 hour. 4.5 stars. Really? Yeah. And then the last one's also no name. It's a half a star. It says awful. Just awful. ...
Well, Lottie frickin' da!
All right. That's all you had then?
Yeah.
Moving on.
Sweet ass trivia with Karen.
Sorry.
Over to you, Karen. Take it away.
Hi,
You
I'm
have-
Karen.
You have no idea
the
how many times I've wanted to voice
weekend
along
update. Go ahead.
No, I'll be nice.
Okay. Roddy Piper's character never gives his name, nor is he referred to by name throughout the entire movie. He is simply listed as Nada in the credits, a reference to the character George. Oh, it's George Nada in the short story 8 o'clock in the morning, from which the film was adapted. It was Roddy Piper himself who came up with the now famous one-liner, "I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum." According to John Carpenter, Piper had previously written the line in his notebook of potential verbal bits during his wrestling career. He shared the notebook with Carpenter, and they agreed that this particular line fit the character and the film perfectly. Piper went on to use it at a wrestling
No, it
match
didn't.
as well.
No, it didn't. Didn't fit his fucking character at all up until this point. Up to this point, he didn't say hardly
It's
shit.
still-
He was very reserved.
It's still a very famous one-liner that's from this movie, and everybody knows it.
I agree with
So,
that.
John Carpenter.
It's iconic, but it doesn't fit the film.
Doesn't fit.
He picked the right thing.
Right. he
It's
did.
probably one of
He
the
did.
biggest highlights of the movie. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't fit the movie or that character.
But it's
John-
iconic. They
John
made
Car-
it work.
I guess.
That's a fun song. John Carpenter
Shut
brought
up.
real homeless folks into the production for several scenes and smaller characters and gave them food as well as paychecks. I thought that was a pretty classy thing to do, said Roddy Piper.
That is good, yeah.
The big fight sequence was designed, rehearsed, and choreographed in the backyard of John Carpenter's production office. The fight between Nada and Frank was only supposed to last 20 seconds, but Piper and David decided to fight it out for real, only faking the hits to the face and groin. They rehearsed the fight for 3 weeks. Carpenter was so impressed he kept the scene intact, which runs 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Years later, on the documentary, David recounted the event, smiling giddily as he said, "It was a good fun. I never felt safer in any fight," as Piper, a professional wrestler, coached David on how to sell the look of punches and savage moves in an exaggerated form, making it appear more brutal than it actually was.
It was a fun scene, though.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite scene of the whole movie.
John Carpenter was impressed with Keith David's performance in The Thing and needed someone who wouldn't be a traditional sidekick, but could also hold his own. To his end, Carpenter wrote the role of Frank specifically for David. For years after the film's release, and even on the movie's DVD commentary, Roddy Piper mentioned that the film was based on an actual incident in the 1950s in which a company manufactured a TV that planted subliminal messages in women's brains, instructing them to make extravagant purchases. Piper was unaware that the documentary that he had seen, La Affaire Brunswick, in 1978, was in fact a comedy short. Vince McMahon didn't want Roddy Piper to do the film. Yeah, we talked about that already, so I did put it in there. Originally scheduled for an October 21st, 1988 release date, the film was moved to November 1st in order to avoid competition with Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Interestingly, John Carpenter had been producer and co-writer of the first 3 Halloween films and director of the first, but Halloween 4 was the first in the series that was made entirely without his involvement. Another reason to move the release was to capitalize on the November 8th presidential election in tandem with the film's social commentary. The role of Nada was originally written for Kurt Russell, but John Carpenter felt he should cast someone else after casting Russell in the films prior to this one. Elvis, Escape from New York, The Thing, and Big Trouble in Little China.
Him and Kurt Russell were like this.
Mm-hmm. Roddy Piper's shirtless scenes raised a conspiracy theory that no one but Piper was aware of. The rumor was that you had taken my head and put it on someone else's body, says the actor, and people didn't believe that that was my body. What are you talking about? Asked Carpenter incredulously. Apparently, Piper was dogged at subsequent wrestling events by fans claiming the film had used computers to falsify his physique. That's ridiculous, said Carpenter.
No, he was just a jack dude like that.
Yeah, I can't. I find
Roddy
it
was always-
insane that nobody believed that
Yeah,
was
he was
just
a
him.
fucking wrestler, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree with.
I think the problem there was though that like because in a lot of wrestling he wore a white T-shirt
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think he always took it off. He didn't take it off a lot. He wrestled a lot with that
With
T-shirt
it on.
on
Yeah.
and the kilt. So
I agree with Randy, the Macho Man Savage, that the best line in the film is "Life's a bitch and she's back in heat." The Dodge truck that Nada and Frank walk past when they first get to the homeless camp says Dean Prophet Carpenter on the door. That is the same truck from Overboard, starring Kurt Russell as Dean Prophet. All the various aliens throughout the movie, both male and female, were portrayed by stunt coordinator Jeff Amata, but the credits list a female ghoul as played by Michelle Costello. And obviously there are a few scenes with multiple ghouls on screen. Amata played the ghouls who had close-ups / speaking parts. He could fit into the costumes, said Carpenter before Piper adds, and he didn't mind the pumps. When you have 14 black belts, you can wear pumps. The aliens superficially resemble walking, rotting corpses. Carpenter didn't want the aliens to look like the high-tech creatures of other science fiction films. He decided that these beings were corrupting humanity and they themselves should resemble corruptions of human beings. Last one, Roddy Piper regretted his performance in the final scene, giving the finger to the bad guys, and thinks it should have been straight and strong instead of weak and slightly bent.
I agree. It was kind of a weak middle finger.
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
It's in the fucking box.
Surf ninjas.
Fucking surf ninjas. Burr, 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 burr. Drum roll, please.
Crickets.
The Boondock Saints.
Ooh.
Literal crickets.
Really?
That is easily one of my top 3.
Favorites? Really? Oh.
I love that movie.
All right. Boondocks. Have you ever seen the Boondock Saints?
That's
I don't
good.
think
It's a
so.
good movie. You're in for a good time.
That's
Funny.
not
It's
working.
got
There it goes.
God damn it. What's his name?
Norman Reedus.
Norman Reedus in it, yeah.
Really?
And it's got Daryl Dixon in it. He plays a Scotsman
How old is he?
or an Irishman.
He's young.
Irishman.
Yeah.
He's
I
pretty
might
young.
have seen it then. I'm not gonna lie.
Do you remember someone saying something about a stupid fucking rope?
Nope, never seen it.
Okay.
He's got an Irish accent.
You'd remember.
It's on Prime.
I remember watching something where he's like a familiar or something. I don't know. I can't remember what it was though.
Familiar.
Or maybe he wasn't a familiar. I don't know. He was like someone's sidekick. So
First thing I ever seen.
Oh,
He was a
Blade.
villain.
Blade
Oh,
2.
Speaking of
yeah,
William
Blade
Dafoe,
2.
he's in
I
it.
didn't even watch the first one. I just watched the second one.
First one's better.
First thing I ever saw
Yeah,
him
but
was
I
8
wanted to watch it
millimeter.
with Norman Reedus. So I
I
watched-
said William Dafoe's in this too.
Yeah, he is. Willem Dafoe's in this.
was he a familiar?
First thing I
Yeah.
think I've seen Willem
Yeah.
Dafoe in too.
Yeah.
Was this, and I saw.
This is the
Norman
first thing
Reedus
I
in
ever
8
saw
millimeter.
Norman Reedus in.
8 millimeter was the first thing I seen him in.
The
This,
Walking
and then I
Dead.
saw him in Blade 2.
The Walking
Yeah.
Dead.
All right, next week we're going to do the
Boondock.
Boondock Saints from
The Walking
or
Dead.
2099.
No, it's 1990.
97.
Nope, 99.
2097.
I know it wasn't 97.
I just couldn't
Skipping shit.
say
I was
99. You
pretty
already
sure
said
it's
it.
99, but I couldn't. 100%.
Don't forget to check out all them shoulders and shit.
Stuff that disappeared.
Yeah, that stuff that just went away.
You seen it.
Yeah, you saw it.
You know it.
Yep, you know it.
Just in
Discord.
case, hit the button again.
All right. Oh shit! I got fat fingers. What do you want?
We wanted to go out on that smooth jazz.
Jazz. Sorry.
The stuff that just went away.
Yeah. Sorry.
Again.
Sorry about that. I got big fingers, So.
Oh my god.
Daddy, would you like some sausage?
Sausage fingers. Anyway, next week, Boondock Saints. Be here. Go watch the movie if you haven't ever seen it, because it's a treat. It's a treat, man.
It will be.
Way to make it weird.
Well, then.
Yeah, right.
I think that's literally her job. Get it weird.
Getting weird. All right. So till next weekend or next week, have yourself a fine week and a good weekend.
Bye.
Bye.